Welcome back to Pacific Drive. This entire episode consists of me reading all unread logbook entries. I've provided a card above if you want to skip to the next episode. Before following it, please consider liking this video. Thank you. I enjoy all this lore kind of stuff, but as a wise man once said to me, if I wanted to read, I'd buy a book, not play a video game. So here we go. Instability. Your route through the zone will be stable when you set out, but it won't stay that way for long. Monitor the instruments attached to the map display in the passenger seat. They will help you track instability levels. If those levels are high, a storm is very likely. Some things you'll do in the zone will increase instability, but you can outrun it by moving along your route. Nevertheless, the zone's behavior isn't always predictable, especially when you open a gateway and sometimes there's nothing to do but drive like hell, which is how we ended the last episode. Quick slots. You can equip tools or items in these slots for quick access. You can also change your selections at any time. It's these things, which we did before. Refueling the car. Watch your fuel gauge. You don't want to be caught with an empty tank. You can siphon fuel on the go from scattered fuel barrels and abandoned vehicles. Fill your tank if you can and put surplus fuel in the fuel can from the trunk. Oh, it didn't even occur to me that we could fill the gas can and then stuff it back in the trunk gunk. Car part status. Car parts can gain certain status effects as they experience the trials and travails of travel through the zone. They'll continue to get the job done, but these status effects can quickly add up. 1,000 paper cuts can still lead to death, so don't underestimate these faults. Be sure to check your crafting options for ways to find fixes. Oh yeah, there's a flat in that picture. Storms. You won't last long inside that instability front. Avoid being overtaken at all costs. Check the passenger seat map to locate the gateway. Drive into it to escape back to the auto shop before the storm wall catches you. Safe returns. You made it back safely. Before heading out again, consider repairing any damaged car parts, unloading the supplies you gathered, and crafting new items for your next run. Any new roads you've charted are automatically uploaded, and the anchor energy you obtained is stored for later use. Which, of course, we haven't really learned much about, or anything about anchor energy. Surviving the zone. While you're driving through the zone, exploration is essential. If you get lost, check the map in your passenger seat, and don't be afraid to go off-road, as you never know what you might find. Like that pickup truck that we found. Gathering resources is key to your survival. Look for vehicles and abandoned buildings. Cars can be a great source of fuel, common materials like scrap metal, and sometimes a decent spare part. And don't forget, much of what you find in the zone can be scanned for more information. Okay, that's all the things on the user manual. We've got 20 of 32 total. Over here on resources, we have 11 of 38. We'll start with consumer electronics. Journal fragment. Date unknown. Everyone's checked out of town. At this point, I'm the last person left. I'll be gone by tomorrow, too. It's hard to believe this was once a community. Sure, we didn't have that much to show for it. Not much to offer visitors, no great sights or famous landmarks, but a few of us lived out here and we were happy with our lot. And then it seems the government had other plans for us. You no longer live here, they said. Here's your compensation payment. Now get out. Their weird secret experimentation zone keeps growing. They'll own this land now, this town, and soon we'll never be able to come back. They barely gave us enough to cover the cost of moving. Now it's time to work out what to leave behind. I don't know what this recommended tool thing over here is. Oh, for any kind of consumer electronics? Okay. Anchor plug. Oh yeah, that's what it is. And it, I guess, yeah, and it shows the different biomes that it can be found in. Anchor plug. Private field notes. Dr. Menshaw, March 30th, 1970. We have now completed the process of standardizing and replacing all of the anchor mounts and infrastructure. These new mounts should be far more durable, steadfast against weather and atmospheric changes, and resistant to any corrosion. This has been a lengthy and difficult process, marred by endless delays. It is my hope that most of these mounts will hold up for at least 50 years, but many projections suggest 2 or even 300. That's far longer than many anchors themselves. This was, I believe, worth it. As usual, I will be compiling and submitting a full casualty list by 1000 hours tomorrow morning. At that time, I will begin to notify next of kin. Oh, well, okay. Gas station. Don't worry about the meter. This is free fuel, and in the zone, you really should take all that you can. Supply containers. Private field notes. Dr. Everett. Date unknown. Our time is up, it seems, and as much as we might try, we cannot abandon the zone fast enough. We are leaving so much behind. Each day we are instructed to close another lab and junk everything there, or to mark it for what they call recycling. But we know no such recycling will happen. We may as well loot our own equipment. We dash out the door, leaving our things on the table, our experiments half finished, our logs incomplete. We're creating a ghost town in our wake, even a whole series of ghost towns, a ghost nation if you will. Our own Mary Celeste, a record of our last moments, frozen in time. Sodium Vapor Light. Memo, FAO, all staff, December 28, 1975. Further to my correspondence of the 24th, I am writing to advise each and every one of you that the forthcoming disco time will not be going ahead. Moreover, I'm extremely disappointed that I find it necessary to remind all employees that inappropriate and unauthorized use of ARDA equipment is very obviously a violation of organization policy, not to mention profoundly unprofessional. The lighting rigs, arrays, spotlights, and racks that we have requisitioned are precisely calibrated, specially constructed, magnetically shielded sodium devices that are both very sensitive and extremely expensive. They are specifically designed to work in the zone conditions for remote development and to withstand radiation and EMP. They are not for modifying with colored filters, rainbow banners, or beat-synced variable resistors. Frankly, I'm appalled that I have to compose a memo such as this, and when I find those responsible, which I shall, rest assured, there will be severe consequences. This is the Olympic Exclusion Zone, not Miami Beach. Handback. We haven't seen a handback yet. Although we have seen a sodium vapor light, obviously, because we scanned it. Plasma generator. Private field notes. Dr. A.F. Kingi, date unknown. As we continue to explore viable energy solutions in the increasingly unstable environment that is the zone, we have begun testing the first handheld plasma containment devices. In a zone plagued with radiation, instability, electromagnetic interference, and many as yet unexplained phenomena, any infrastructure created for energy transition has proven to be all but useless. Hence our investigations into the potential of charged and even magnetized plasma, studying both the conductive and capacitive qualities of the samples we have contained. Plasma would likely be far more efficient than the diesel and gasoline we've been forced to haul from place to place, and, if the latest research from the LIM tech team is to be believed, we may soon have a way to make it just as portable. At present, we await updates from Dr. Essid as she finalizes her report on Birkeland currents. ARDA management are keen for us to test this technology in the field as soon as possible, but we don't believe it is yet ready. They are, as ever, simply trying to rush research and save money. Hazmat cabinet. Partial memo. Source unknown, circa 1966. I know it's inconvenient to lock everything away, and I know it requires issuing all our staff not just keys, but the right sets of keys, and then collecting and reissuing those keys as staff are rotated and reassigned. But please also reconsider the sheer volume of materials and resources that have gone missing these last few months. We've had rare substances and corrosive chemicals spirited away, compounds and catalysts vanish into thin air, even a whole cabinet whisked out of an office and dragged away by one of those, And since these materials are so expensive, so vital, and sometimes, state secrets, I'd rather we start locking more things up. Got that? Tow truck. Transmission fragment. Origin unknown. Date unknown. Broken down? Of course we've broken down. Do you need me to recap? We had our doors stolen by one of those floating things. We had our battery drained by one of those bouncing things. We had our wheels ruined by one of those spiky things. We were dragged into a tree by, one of those other things. So yes, we have broken down. Don't act so surprised. Are we the first ever people to break down out here? Why do you think you exist? Why do you think we gave you that truck? You know what? You're not fast enough. And what? Another job? Who? We broke down first. Okay. There's more in here. Hey, car frame. Car frame. Journal fragment. Date unknown. There's nothing left now. Nothing at all. The radios are dead. Every electronic device has shorted or failed. The very last scraps of food are so rotten not even a rat would scavenge them. Not that I've seen a rat in this place in years. I haven't found anything close to a functional car within 20 square miles. Rubber perishes so rapidly, metal rusts or is irradiated, or both. I'm down to my last few drops of gasoline. Not that the generator has anything to power beyond a handful of light bulbs. And if I tried to repair anything, those anomalies would pull it apart within a day. I think the others have evacuated without me. I can't blame them. They probably think I didn't make it. Our team leader didn't. The 2nd Army escort didn't. Even that Bugwatch reporter woman and her crew were just, their car has now been picked apart too. Wrecked car. Teletype, Autoscript, ARDA, Ref, Hansen R, 1655-111259. I told him not to bring his own car. I told him the feds will give him a loaner or cover his rental expenses. What does he do? He brings his car, his own car, from Delaware. From Delaware! How long does it last? How long do you think it lasts? They're like vultures. They're like wicked vultures. Transmuter. Private field notes. Dr. A.F. Kingi. Date unknown. Please find attached the installation plan of these newer compact limb converters, along with my resignation from ARDA, effective immediately. It has become the favored pastime of my peers to gripe about the youth of today, but I find myself sentimental. Maybe the next generation will be the ones to right our wrongs. Their bright-eyed, bushy-tailed optimism reminds me of the early days, when we thought LIM technology's potential limitless. This machine is a step toward that original vision, where LIM bridges the gap between the materials given to us and our imaginations. Okay, that's everything in resources. Now we've got anomalies, only 4 of 52. Happy hair, we saw that thing in the last episode. Journal fragment, date unknown. Over the past year, I've seen anomalies cause all manners of chaos. I've seen them dismantle ARDA facilities, dissolve trucks into puddles of goo, even tear human beings apart. I've seen the fruits of our labors turn one of the prettiest parts of the country into one of the most dangerous and unpredictable. But this week, I saw the first sign that things might change. I caught a rare glimpse of hope. Perhaps not everything we unleashed here in this gigantic cosmic accident has been bad. We've logged several sightings of a new anomaly. At first sight, it matches the description of so many others, but this one is different. It actually repairs things, apparently seeking out damaged material and regenerating it in a way not dissimilar to some of our own prototype technology. It is benign, even friendly, and I'm starting to wonder if it even communicates. Well, crap. I just got used the scrapper on it. Bollard. Transmission fragment. Origin unknown. March 21st, 1961. Yes, Anita, I do agree with you that this is nothing short of remarkable, and yes, I also think what we're seeing here is something new and unique, something unmatched by anything the Zone has previously offered up. But I must disagree with your conclusions. I strongly disagree. These abrupt, dangerous, grotesque things are one of a host of bizarre new geological phenomena. They very likely occur in response to ground vibration or local disturbances, and I think that's the end of it. To suggest that they are a deliberate reaction, even a defense mechanism, takes our discussion in a very different and quite uncomfortable direction. I think we should be reviewing your reports before you submit them. This conversation goes no further, and I'll be scrubbing the transmission logs as soon as possible. Understand? Tourist, or Weeping Angel. Dictaphone recording. Office of Dr. Richard Preble, circa 1976. Hi, Christina, hi, how are you? So, turns out you were right. We've had reports from several regions of the Zone now, and they're all very similar. We have these dummy things out in the wilderness, and, we also have them inside abandoned houses. We also have them in gas stations, on the road, on top of signs. One report here says on a roof. We've spotted about 600 now. The file catalogs each and every one. Oh, and you're quite right about the other thing, too. Yeah, I know what happens when someone touches one. We all got plenty of data on that. So, I'm going to be applying for a position in Portland now. I've done my review. It was a great time being contracted here for sure, but I'm not sure I want to work at ARDA full time, you know? It's very strange here. You work in a very strange place. I'm sure you're doing very important work, and I respect that greatly, but I think I'd like to go back to academia now. Oh God, there's one of them outside. I know for a fact it wasn't there before. Yeah, I know the feeling. Spark Tower. Private notes, Dr. Everett. Date unknown. Plasma-powered spark transmitters combining previously obsolete coils with limb-enhanced repeaters have proven to be the best way to boost signals throughout the Zone. The constant increase in radiation and electromagnetic interference has made radio communication extremely difficult and often subject to bizarre distortions. These new modified coils appear to have solved that. The addition of local plasma power sources is a reliable way to keep each node within this vital infrastructure both operational and independent. However, the price we have to pay is constant maintenance and repair. They're demanding beasts and burn through components rapidly. If key resistors and capacitors are not regularly replaced, they quickly develop a habit of either shorting or even releasing constant high voltage, low current discharges into the immediate vicinity. Well, we've certainly seen that, plus we also read this thing before. Okay, there's nothing new in perpetual stability, but this is short, so we'll read it. Perpetual stability. The instability storm will not be chasing you here unless summoned. This is found items, 24 out of 53. Broadcast transmitter. Harvested from an old radio station, this broadcast transmitter has been tuned specifically to work within the Zone. 9-volt battery. Every curious crafter's favorite tongue tickler. This will power most small devices found in the home, as well as many portable ones. I haven't licked a 9-volt battery since I was a kid, but it was oddly satisfying. Pressurized cartridges. A handful of small pressurized containers that could be used for both low-velocity propulsion and in rudimentary shock absorption. Copper wire. Several coils of one of the most conductive materials in existence. This is an essential core component in both electronics and heating. Electronics. Assorted electronic components. Each is waiting patiently to be soldered to another and once again restored to life. Fabric. A collection of loose textile cloth materials. This is all a little scrappy and yet all perfectly salvageable. Gas cylinder. This large, robust container is designed to hold gases under pressure. It's stalwart, heavy, and could have many applications. Marsh eggs. We got these from the Happy Hare. The organic material within these soft shells displays a remarkable, even alarming ability to regrow itself when harmed. If it could be synthesized with organic or semi-organic compounds, the applications could be remarkable. Plasma, a small, tightly sealed cylinder containing an extremely conductive material composed mostly of highly charged particles. Do not open this. Canned food. Certain dried or canned foods can last a remarkably long time in storage, and the expiry date is only ever a guide, right? MRE. The meal, ready to eat, is a complete self-contained unit of food allegedly equivalent to a reasonable dinner. It certainly contains nutrients and may even feature a distinct, discernible flavor. Dumpster pearl. Slice a pearl in half and you'll find thousands of layers of precious materials formed around a core. Break one of these apart and who knows what'll pop out. I don't know if it's like an egg or something. We read that actually when we found the one dumpster pearl we found in the last episode of the one before. Stable anchor. This anchor is in good condition and has been doing its job very well. Tampering with it for any reason might affect this region of the zone, but then again, it would be such a beneficial resource to have. Well, I already tampered with a couple of them. Access checkpoint. Once upon a time, zone travel was heavily monitored. As instances of instability and unpredictable weather increased, regular checkpoints were installed, not only for security, but also to track movement to ensure employees were journeying safely through the region. They allowed ARDA to monitor each vehicle and send out search teams to find any that had not recently checked in. Unstable regions could even be closed off and safe routes opened in response to the ever-changing hazards of the zone. Trespassing may have been one kind of problem, but in an increasingly unpredictable corner of the world, that was soon eclipsed by lost or missing colleagues and equipment. These days, the few remaining zone inhabitants use the still functioning, still reliable access markers to determine which roads are stable enough to travel on. The only checkpoints we saw were closed. Gateway. The way home? This is the way out, and you should be double timing it here, rather than spending your last few seconds scanning things. Okay, that's good advice. Door. It's just a door. Somehow this poorly sealed door can barely defeat a draft, yet it's still sturdy enough to deter just about any trespasser. Let's read these other things too. Arc device. Yeah, because I didn't even know this was in our car, and apparently not only did we get it, but I read this somehow. Riding shotgun with you is perhaps the most ramshackle and yet remarkable example of technology that you've ever seen. It can monitor the zone, ingest anchor energy, and casually teleport the entire car and all its contents a short distance. It may be a work of genius, it may be extremely illegal stolen technology, or it may very well be both. Actually, I remember reading that. Okay, and we've read all of these other things for sure. Yeah, we've read all of these, so I won't make you suffer through it. Let's go to crafting. We have, different groups under here. Okay, bumpers, we've already read the crude bumper. Apparently we've read both summer and spare tire. Yes, we have. Lights. Headlight. This factory-issued sealed beam lamp is rated to emit 55 watts of light dead ahead, guaranteed to blind oncoming travelers, immobilize deer, and add a diffuse sense of mystery to any foggy morning. Crude headlight. This looks stolen. It's not stolen. It's just borrowed. You're going to give it back, right? And they both have a drain of, looks like, 0.15 kilowatts a second. Yeah. Or I guess that would just be 15 watts. And engines, we have, I don't think we read this. Carbureted engine. This grumbling beast seems a little too big for a humble station wagon. The whole thing threatens to guzzle gasoline like a puppy gobbling kibble. Still, it's reasonably hard-wearing and will do the job of getting you and your car from A to B. Utilities. Craft map. We definitely read this. Arc dock. Yes, we read this. Yeah, rudimentary pain relief in the car. Actually, where was this in the car? I don't remember that in the car. Handbrake. How? With a swift tug. We read this, but I don't know how to use it, so that's no good. And cardboard boxes, obviously, we read and used that a lot. Refine. Gear. Right. I'll read this again. What has teeth and a bite but no jaw? Probably a lot of things, actually. This gear is one of them. Yes, I like reading dad jokes. What can I say? And in equipment, whoops. We have Mechanic's Eye, Oppie's custom-built headset. Using it to scan objects will provide you with more information about the zone, including all the things here. Its Mechanic's Eye diagnostic tool will tell you everything you need to know about your car's status. And then, of course, we have our small backpack. Okay. And there is something we haven't looked at. Why do we have a yellow dot here? Oh, I had to scroll up. That's why. Flare gun. A far better way to hurl flares into the world than by risking a strained arm or the embarrassment of a poorly aimed throw. Oh, I wonder if we can shove the flares into the flare gun. That would be weird, because I don't think flare guns use the same kind of flare, like a road flare like we've been using. Impact hammer. Not every natural resource can be carefully extracted. Sometimes you need some pneumatically assisted brute force. This captive bolt device is ideal for fracturing crystals, dislodging deposits, or just smashing, like maybe like maybe freeing up some plasma instead of the scrapper. Let's see. First aid kit, scrapper, we've read these. Yeah, okay, panels. Steel panel. A core piece of card just about up to factory standard. Dependently rigid. Reasonably resistant. Perfectly passable. Absolutely adequate. Crude panel. Worn and weak. This partially corroded panel will just about do the job. Don't expect it to stand up to the rigors of the road for long, though. So it has impact resistance of 5% and a health of 30, in contrast to the steel panel, which has twice the impact resistance at 10% and 10 more health. This is statuses, which we've read. And Gateway Link is the only thing under Auto Shop that is new. A truly unique marvel of modern technology. There is surely nothing like this anywhere in the world. Could anyone else even come close to understanding and creating such a thing? Well, I not only couldn't I create it, I don't understand it. Under Detailing, we have decals. Undiscovered, wait a minute. Radium driver, we've read this. Don't worry, this self-luminous cosmetic is safe thanks to the efforts of women radium workers who fought hard for better safety standards. And of course we have the shuttle. This is the one we're wearing. Pretend you're this is the one we've put on our car. Pretend you're part of a secret artist space project with this decal design. To be clear, there was never such a thing, right? Right? And then I think the only thing that's new here is the paint. Blue paint. Yes. Gentle yet strong, humble yet beautiful, lingering toward the moodiest end of the spectrum, the color blue is the true artist's choice. And there's 20 other paints that we can discover. And under records, we have a couple of meeting minutes. I remember picking these up. SRR meeting minutes 1. Is this something we can listen to? No. Or if we can... Oh, I think it said put it in a fax machine, but let's read it. Meeting minutes, September 16th, 1949. Agenda, celebration of the founding of SRR. What our future will look like. Address by Dr. Ophelia Turner. Open ideation session with consultation from Dr. Ophelia Turner on experimental setups. Arising concerns, proper safety procedure, handling and protection in limb experimentation. Action items. Society agreed to regular monthly meetings on Friday evenings. Dr. Reginald Stanley Robinson to take notes and format future minutes. AOB and matters arising. Tea cake tasting, courtesy of visiting Professor Sir Anthony Gould, FRS. SRR meeting minutes 2. Meeting minutes, November 18th, 1949. Agenda, how best to classify and store SRR equipment and journals. Suitable social clubs for meetings. That will not exclude Dr. Ophelia Turner. Arising concern, the SRR lacks formal structure. Country clubs, academies, golf venues, etc. off limits to Dr. Ophelia Turner. Oh, I guess because she was a woman. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, well. Sad. Action items. Dr. Ophelia Turner shall be responsible for storing and maintaining SRR equipment. Dr. Reginald Stanley Robinson shall be responsible for minute-taking and record-keeping. AOB. Local cider tasting courtesy of Dr. Henry F.W. Mulligan. That is the end of the reading section of this lecture. We will continue gameplay in the next episode. Thank you for your support. I love you very much. Please remember to have your pets spayed or neutered.